الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. الله الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
رسول الله رسول الله رسول.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Right. I just realized that the thumbnail for this one is kind of confusing. It looks like I'm promoting the Four Idiots and it's their episode, which is not. But whatever. Yeah, this is the second live I ever done. Last one got 47 views. Wow, I'm getting famous. So as always, I'm waiting. Or as always, well, as last time, just as last time, I'm waiting for Amazigh Atheist and see if she's gonna come online so we can have a discussion. I was thinking of going through. Oh, she's here. Hey,
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 can
Amazigh.
you hear me?
How are you? Yes,
I'm
I hear you.
fine.
How are you?
What about you?
Good. I'm good. I'm good. I've been a bit sick though, a couple of days, but yeah,
Oh,
feel better today.
COVID?
Yeah,
Mm.
it's better now. Yeah, so I was thinking of going through some stupid arguments from Muslims and go and react to them if you're up to that.
Yeah, that's a great topic.
All right, all right. Yeah, as I said, we had 47 views on the last show, so
Mhm.
that's only 50 from 100, and then we can call ourselves famous.
That's a good start. That's a start, at least.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mm.
I am
Yeah.
gonna try to promote. Gonna try to promote this live Clubhouse as well, so people can come in and say hello. So just gonna open up a room and let it sit. All right. So, do you have anything you wanna talk about before we start? Anything special?
No, I don't think there's things in the news that have captured my attention. But no, you can start with your first argument.
Well, I here's one from my last cousin, Zakir Naik, and I thought it was kind of funny. I even started to make like a remix of it. I haven't finished it though, but let's see if I do the share screen. Um, I wanted to do. Why can't I find a YouTube on it? Select window, StreamYard. Is not this. Is it? No, it cannot be the StreamYard. Mm, if I do entire screen, that doesn't show me anything. No, that doesn't work, does it? Mm. Do you see anything?
No, I mean, are you looking on YouTube or?
Yeah, yeah. I wanted
Yeah.
to share one on YouTube.
Let me see.
Share screen. If I do entire screen, it doesn't really show anything. You know, I don't understand why people come up just like I can't even move them down to the audience. Well, all right. Mm, we have technical difficulties. Hmm. So, um, I was just before we started. I looked into it and it worked, and now it doesn't work. Ugh, that's odd.
Yeah, I can see anything.
Yeah.
Is it because I joined?
No, 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 no. This is
Mm.
it's not because of you. Do you see anything I'm doing right now on the screen? Mm, let's see. Okay, let's see here. Okay, present, share screen. Okay. Do you see this?
Oh yes, now it works.
Okay,
Nice.
good. So let's play it.
I don't think I can hear the sound though.
Wait, you couldn't hear the sound?
No.
Ah, well, that sucks. Right. So what should I do then? Okay. Let's see. Wait. If I share it and upload it, or I can save it. Uh, this is going great. People gonna love listening to us, you know. But that's odd. Why couldn't you hear the? Why couldn't you hear the? Mm, maybe it's because.
Maybe your mic.
Yeah, maybe it's because. Uh, yeah, because I don't have two screens. Like I don't have two setups. Mm, okay. I think I got it. Okay, I'm gonna try it one more time. See if it works. Ah, no. Share screen. No. You run the left screen. Click the screen. Hmm. Okay. So touching the dog. Allow. And then let's see. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Can you hear it now?
Yeah, I see a black screen so far, so I can't
Yeah,
hear
but could
anything.
you? But oh, you couldn't hear anything.
No.
Uh, okay.
If
You
you
know
play,
what?
why?
Yeah, just forget about it. It doesn't work. If it
I'll try.
doesn't work, it doesn't. Yeah, this is yeah. Let's we can figure it out later on. Or I can
Yeah,
try
because
to figure out another time.
when you played the songs, it was okay. We could hear very well, but video it
Yeah,
doesn't.
but yeah, you should be able to share screen and you should be able to hear it, right? It's just so odd that you couldn't. You could only see a black screen. You couldn't even see what I was presenting.
No, I saw the video with the guy asking Zakir Naik. I saw it before, so I knew that one, but no, no sound. Mm.
Mm, that's so odd. I don't know why. Um, hmm. What if I just play it? Can you
On
hear this?
your speaker?
Yeah. Can you hear it?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna try one thing. How about this?
No. Nothing.
Hmm. Well, I apologize for the technical difficulties. I thought this should be easy and people would be able to hear it right away just as I share screen. Um, I don't know why it doesn't work. Uh, I mean, I uploaded those videos on the browser and I could play them. That's why it works. And yeah, I could, like, if I share it, right, or if I take just a clip of it, I can create a clip of it.
You mean a clip, a video clip, or maybe just the sound? Maybe if you can play audio, maybe they're just the audio then.
Hmm. Okay. How about I do this? And this sucked. Uh, should have been easier than what's going on right now. Uh, uh, no, no. Okay, I can make a short live of it, but doesn't really help us. You know what? Let's forget about it. Okay, so let's just talk. Um, so Zakir Naik says that touching the dog is prohibited because of rabies, and the best idea to uh, prevent something is not to go near it. And in Islam, of course, it prevents, and therefore, that's better for you than to actually find a cure for it. So that's the argument.
Yeah, I've heard that one before, but every time Islam gets something quite, I don't know, because I mean, it's an old illness, so they probably knew something about dogs and promiscuity with animals that could bring some illnesses, but doesn't prove anything. I mean, just a weak argument for me. It's not the most common I hear, but yeah, I mean, therefore Islam is true. It's quite a jump, a leap of faith.
Mm, well, I mean, yeah, of course. Like, uh, he has. I hate to say this, but he has a point. Like, if you want to stay away from something, then of course it's gonna prevent you from getting a disease. Uh, but it doesn't really. It doesn't really help if you then get the disease. Anything can happen, right? So so what will happen then? Like, okay, don't you have a cure for it? This like, yeah, he just says that, oh, well, don't touch it. Yeah, okay. So if you have a cure for it, all right, then are you allowed to touch it? If you know that you can get a rabies shot, then what?
Yeah, at least bring the solution, or at least be exhaustive about the animals that could bring illnesses in general, like rats, or I don't know what else, like insects, or because there used to be many illnesses at that time, so they were just conveyed by so many vectors, including many different animals. So why just the dogs, and all the thing around dogs is quite silly in Islam. Like it's always demonizing dogs all the time, when in fact it's like you have much worse animals that could bring you much worse illnesses. So yeah, not it's not a very strong argument for me. It's just like yeah, I mean, without even explaining that this is something like scientifically proven, that this is a smaller creature that gets into the dogs and then gets you infected. I mean, that would be a miracle. Like, but just to say the dog is bad for you and you should avoid it, like it sounds so superstitious.
Yeah, yeah. So, when it comes to superstitions, right? It it seems like Islam has a lot of them.
Yeah.
It's like we talk about um, old ideas about superstition, but when you actually, have you heard of that evil eye? The evil eye. Have you heard
Oh
of?
yes, yes, of
Yeah,
course. Mm.
that's a very common thing, right?
Yes, in Muslim countries still going on. I mean, it's all the time, like witchcraft, and people actually believing in it.
Zahir, yeah, Zahir,
Dreams, witchcraft, and the evil eye. Yes.
yeah, black magic. I
Exactly.
have been accused of doing black magic.
Oh, you must be a jinn then. The jinn
It's like,
Samuel.
yeah, guys, magic is not real. Do you understand that? What do Muslims usually think of people like David Copperfield?
I don't know. I mean, when I used to be a
Is it
Muslim.
haram?
No, it's not. I mean, among the kind of persons I was with at that time, it wasn't considered something haram, but they would like say that some cultures, like if you were, for example, Tunisian, you would say that Moroccan women can perform witchcraft easily, that make you fall in love, or there's a strong belief in that. And that's actually the fact that it sounds superstitious about dogs, sorry. Makes it even against Islam, because that means that any human at that time could sort something like this and say it. So it just makes Islam look very superstitious and backwards, and nothing scientific about it. So yeah. I mean, it seems, by just observing, maybe people realized there was a link between some animals and some illnesses. So that doesn't prove anything. Like empirical knowledge, it's old, and it's not proving anything that Islam is true or scientifically true. So on the contrary.
Yeah, I have Vijay with us. Welcome, Vijay. I'm gonna add you up. I'm just very. I hope that you're in a quiet place and that your audio is good. Otherwise, I'm sorry, but I will not. Uh, I will not have you on if I hear people shouting or street uh, you being on a street corner. So uh, welcome. Love to hear from you, but please, if you're not in a good place where it's where it's audible, then perhaps you can come back later. But welcome. Let's see how it goes. Hello.
Hey Samuel, how are you?
Oh, amazing.
Hi,
Welcome.
Vijay.
Yeah,
Welcome here. Happy to
You
have you.
surprised me. Welcome, welcome,
yeah.
welcome.
I don't know who this is. Hey, by the way, this whole witchcraft thing, even in India, there is this belief that, they get possessed by demons and stuff like that. And then they go to some specific, I don't know. They're not Islamic scholars, but they claim they take away the demon, something like that. And then they have they have appointments with these people. They pay these people to get rid of the demon. I even had some of my epileptic patients going there, some of my psychiatric patients going there. Who, and even in some places, those people are their first option rather than going to a doctor, because they think it's either shaitan or some shayateen giving that sickness to them, or it is black magic. And
Yes,
such
yes.
a huge problem.
In Islam, yes, yes, because it's really not helping the people and making the illnesses like worse, or some people they don't even go and see if it's a cancer or some serious things. But there's that thing of good and black magic, like white witchcraft and the black magic. So some we have that still in North Africa, and there are women and men that are considered very pious, and they have like that power, or sometimes it's from mother to daughter or father to son. It is like inherently transmitted, and they say that this person has an ability to they study what they do, and they are very pious, and they can perform ruqya, or like um, how to say that, taking out the demons out of people, like
Exorcism, yeah, yeah.
exorcism. Yes.
I think Apostate Prophet did a thing about that, or a video about that, where I think it was in Britain, where like this Muslima was supposed to be possessed, and like she was in full veil, and he just waterboarded her, something like that.
Yeah, I saw
It
that.
was
I
like
saw that.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, you can find many videos of, like, it's still going on, and it's really
They
like
even
it looks scary.
they even beat them. They even beat those people. They beat them up with a broom or something, saying that, commanding the demon to get out, right? And
Yeah,
and
and there's
sometimes
abuse. There's abuse, like people they're being abused in those in those appointments where they have like the guy beating the demons out, but he's actually beating the person, and so we've heard even about rape, and that's quite common. Yeah, some people. Yeah, disgusting, right?
I wanna play this clip with Zakir Naik where he's actually talking about black magic. Uh, I'm gonna try one more time with my audio and see if it works. So just bear with me here and tell me if you hear it or not, okay? Because I think for that to work, I need to change my settings on my microphone. So I'm gonna go silent for a while. If you don't hear it, just say you don't hear it, or if you hear it, then tell me that you hear it, okay? So let's try this.
We can't hear so far. I don't know if you started, but
Can you hear me? Okay, okay, good. I'm back. Yeah, you. It seems like just doesn't want to work for me today. I don't know why. Um,
Yeah,
is
I
it
want to
okay?
add something to what I was saying earlier, and
Yeah,
that's
sure. Go ahead.
that even non-Muslims, they believe in this stuff and they go to these people to get rid of their demon. That's what I don't get it, right? You don't believe anything related rest of that stuff, but you believe that that particular individual will do dua or will just blow some air, on your face, then you will get better. My ex-girlfriend used to do that to me whenever I used to get sick. She used to say some dua and blow some air on my right side and left side.
Really? Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, and she was a doctor too. That's the most funniest part.
yes, I have many doctors in my family that still perform and believe in ruqya, but inside of the religion, you already have that. You have the cursing, you have the superstitious things in hadith repeated. You have, even the cursing is related to superstitious. Like when you curse someone and you're just throwing at him a malediction or curse, it's the same mindset, just extended. So it sounds for us as a cognitive dissonance, but it's part of the religion, and the religion came before the medical studies, so it's deeply anchored, and and yeah, it's in the core of Islam. In fact, it's very common to all the Muslim societies. Anywhere you go, any ethnicity, any culture, you'll see that.
Mm,
Okay, let's try it
I
one more time. Hold on. Let's try it one more time. I want this to work. Tell me if you can't hear it. All right?
I can't hear anything. I think you have a demon
yeah.
inside your computer. You have
Okay.
to
Well, okay.
go.
One second. One more time. One more time. Nothing still.
No, this is the power of Allah. He's not allowing you to play the video.
Okay, but you can see the video, right?
Yeah, it's only the audio.
Yeah.
You can you? It's on the. Okay, so let me try one more time. Let me try this. I'm gonna go. You're not gonna hear me, but you should be able to hear.
No, maybe you should dub the video yourself, or maybe put the. I don't know if there are subtitles. Maybe at least.
Okay, let's see. Captions unavailable. So this is odd. Why can't you guys hear it? I don't get it. Hmm, that's really odd. Well, all right. Well, you know what? That sucks. But let's skip that. Let's skip it for another time in that case. Yeah, sorry about this. Okay, well, I was just interested to hear what Zakir Naik would have to say about black magic, though. Um, Captions are off. So, do you guys know any other apologists that believes in black magic? Do you know any popular uh, Muslim, dawah gandhist, dai Muslim who believes in black magic.
Well, they believe that it exists, but it's still haram to perform it. Like sometimes in the Muslim societies, what they do is they assume that if you want to do black magic, you have to blaspheme the Quran and do something bad to it, like destroy it, or it implies to be like a Satanist kind of person. And there's the good witchcraft. I mean, it's hard to see sometimes in the society if it was there before Islam, because they used to be all superstitious and have a guru or a wizard or a witch in the village that would do that. So you have many superstitious. And then Islam came, maybe those things were not abandoned and they kept them. They just put like the profane to blaspheme the Quran and to do something bad as even worse, a worse form of witchcraft, in fact. But yeah, and even like some women, they would do the excision on girls. They would be like witches and known to be very like performing good magic, in fact. So um and about the dawah, I don't think that nowadays people, they will really bring that up as an argument for Islam. They will just say it's superstitious, and it's really keeping you like scared, because when you hear about the genes, that there are sort of people we don't know really what size they are, they have superpowers. um, and the problem is that in those societies it keeps people believing in the witchcraft, even the elite, like you said, Vijay, the doctors. And the problem is that if someone has an illness, a mental illness, they will not help that person. Actually, they will say, oh, this woman is just crazy, this man is just crazy, because they're possessed by a bad jinn. I remember in my native village there used to be someone who would put coal on his face, and people used to say, oh, he's a very handsome guy, but he married a jinn, like a woman form of jinn, a female jinn. And she would force him to put that because he was so beautiful, like very light skinned and blue eyes, and that she would force him to wear that, not to tempt other women. So those people obviously had a problem mentally, but they would explain it with jinns and never actually help the person get a therapy, or it's really really weird, and it's an excuse for so many form of abuse, because once the people are brainwashed to believe those things, you can tell them, a man can say, well, I have to rape your daughter so we can get rid of the demon, but I'm not raping your daughter, I'm raping the demon. So it's it's really crazy what's going on.
Wow, rape? I'm hearing this for the first time. Hey, Sam, I found a video. Shabir Ali is talking about this. I put the link here. We can play that. Maybe you can try and see. Hey, the volume button is low. Go down. Yeah, increase that. Increase your volume.
This is funny. That
I
screen.
knew.
Inception.
Yeah, but can you actually can you hear it this time? Can you
No.
hear it?
Play it again.
Okay, but okay, when I play it and I go on full screen, do you at least see the screen? Like, do you at least see only that screen?
Yeah, we saw the screen fine, but there
Okay,
was no sound. I think there's
okay,
gonna be sound now for
okay.
sure.
I don't think so. But you know what we do? We do this. When you just read it. Let's just read it. I have an idea. You know what? I have an idea. Banner, no, brand. Let's play a background music and
You want to read the subtitles? That would be hilarious.
Yeah, I'll make the voice of the woman.
Yeah, if you want to pause it, just tell me to pause it. Okay, I gotta pause it 1 second. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I mean, this, I don't know if this is true though, because yeah, according to Christians, Vijay, you are ex-Christian, so you should know. But according to Christians, he wasn't accused of doing magic. He was accused of saying that he's God himself. Isn't that true?
No, he was also accused of magic when he heals some sick people, and there's a story where he wakes up Lazarus after
Yeah,
he was dead.
but it wasn't really like, okay. It was like, was he accused of doing something forbidden, like, you know, black magic?
Yeah, so when Lazarus wakes up from the dead after 3 days, right? So I think at that point, the people who I'm just narrating what's in the Bible. I'm not saying this happened. So the people who did not believe he was divine or something, they accused him of doing black magic. But I think that's dumb, because I don't think black magic, even if it exists, if you read all the lore, all the black magic books, bringing back from dead is not possible. Black magic isn't that powerful. Even according to black magic, can only do some tiny stuff, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
and
the thing, what I'm curious about is, Christians usually don't say that he was accused for black magic. They say that the Jews accused him because Jesus said that he was God himself, right?
No,
So
Christians say even more crazy thing, that he died. All the events that happened in Jesus' time happened because God wanted them to happen in that way. So
no,
that's
yeah,
what they
no,
say.
yeah, but I'm talking about specifically about magic here. Like, I don't really see that being thrown as an
Yeah, there are verses in
accusation.
the Bible. Yeah, there are verses in the Bible about being accused of black magic. By the way, if you read the comments down this video, there are people who are making fun of this, saying, that black magic doesn't even exist. And if you read the first comment, that was hilarious. That he's saying that if Pharaoh couldn't find a magician to defeat Moses, then most probably magic doesn't exist, right?
Yeah,
So that's what.
Let's keep reading. There's a magnetism in Quranic recitation. Yeah, that's bullshit. So maybe. The only thing I feel when I read the Quran is throwing it in the dumpster. Yeah, this is the reference to time of Moses. Is there gonna be anything good? I forget about this. Just gonna stop sharing screen now. Yeah, it doesn't work. It really doesn't work when you don't have the audio. And I'm sorry for that.
You know what my main issue is, that if magic actually exists, then there's no black and white, right? It's more like technology, then it depends on the person using it, right? There shouldn't be something called black magic. There should just be magic. And if if magic doesn't exist, then everything else is a lie. There's no white magic, there's no black magic, right? This this classification itself tells us that it's all made up, right? I think whenever people did not understand something, something happened in front of them that they couldn't understand, right? They couldn't explain. They call it magic, right? Even today, we loosely use the word magic, right? For example, some of my patients. So I had a patient who was suffering with sleep paralysis, right? And she also went to all these people who does dawah and read the Quran and all that. For years and years, nothing happened. I diagnosed the patient with sleep paralysis and treated the patient. Right, the patient got better, and the patient thinks that I did some magic. I'm like, nah, I diagnosed your disease and gave you some medicine. It's all science. But yeah, if you get something unexpected very quickly, it looks like magic to the layman, and I think that's what they were all experiencing, and they called it black magic or white magic or blue magic, whatever.
Okay, let's try
That's
this. Let's.
funny. That's funny because when it's performed by a human, they call it magic, and then when it's God involved, it's a miracle. So it's always the same thing, and something that defies the laws of science or the knowledge that we have, and then therefore it must be supernatural. But yeah, and you're right. Like they will thank God, or they will thank that you're doing something very spiritual or magical, instead of just saying it's just an illness and a therapy that it was involved. And those black magic things and wizard in the Islamic culture, they sometimes manage to cure something, but just relying on the placebo effect and self conditioning of the patient, when it's just like it's not a biological illness, or it just happens to that it works by coincidence, like the illnesses has stopped just when they got the magical cure. So it's really messed up, yeah.
Let's try this. Let's see if this work. Can you hear it?
Not yet.
Okay, nothing.
No.
Hey, unmute it. I think you forgot to unmute again.
No, 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 no. I can't hear it. I can hear it though. I don't know why it doesn't work for you guys. Hmm, it's odd. Yeah. It's gonna be on my part. Yeah, I am sorry for this, guys.
Yeah, and back like back when I was in medical school and I wanted to look at Muhammad in a doctor's perspective, right? Because he used to get epilepsy, he used to hear things, he used to feel things, he used to have headaches, fever, all those things. So to me, it looks like he had a serious case of encephalitis. But it's shocking that how could he survive? So how many years did he survive after he got the first revelation? 20 years, right? 23 years, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
You
So
have
viral
two.
encephalitis.
You have two
Yeah.
ex-Muslims that
So
have made a very deep work on what you're talking about. They analyzed every hadith and Sunnah passages where they explain how he would receive the wahi, like the divine message, and how he would behave, and how his companion would describe his seizures, like he was shaking and sweating, and they made like a collaborations with. Like people of the medical field. It's the I think the two Abdullahs, like Abdullah Samir and Abdullah Gondal, and they made a very deep work on that topic. If that interests you.
I think I even heard from them.
Mm.
But what shocks me is any encephalitis, if it was a viral encephalitis, it wouldn't still give 23 years, and it would quickly deteriorate. So within couple of years Muhammad would be like on a wheelchair, and like become a crazy dude, forgetting things, saying stupid things. But I guess back then, uh, you can be as stupid as possible and people would still clap for you, give you a round of applause, because Muhammad was saying whatever he wanted to say. And also, sometimes I feel the Sahaba were kind of making fun of him by asking all those questions, especially the sexual questions. I think the Sahaba had a clarity that this is not religion, or there's no Allah or something. This guy is making it up, but we are benefiting from it because we are getting unlimited money and sex. So why don't we just hang around with this guy, right? And even after he died, they had an empire to inherit. So maybe some of the Sahaba were ex-Muslims deep inside, but they were assholes as a human being, and they wanted the Khilafah, and they continued the whole scam. Well, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think seeing the so-called prophet receiving the message and such in a vulnerable state, if he was sick or if he was faking it, because they had like to make a show, to put up a show to seem credible and to have like a supernatural link with the divine. Maybe he was faking it sometimes, and he was sick sometimes. So it's really hard to say. And even the hadith, like, did they come really at the time of the prophet, or is it like the hadith forgery, like later sources that were made up to exaggerate the symptoms? I don't know. If you say that it couldn't last 20 years, then well, yes, maybe it was many people, and maybe the first one was really sick, and then the next Muhammad, the next leader, was imitating him so that he could keep the charisma going. There's so many options on that, but yeah, I guess if you saw the prophet like in real life, and and sweating and shaking, I think, yeah, they might have been really, they might have doubts or mock him. Yeah, for sure. It's human, I think.
Yeah, and by the way, even though ancient cultures, all even medieval cultures, had some stupid beliefs. I think epilepsy as a disease was recognized.
Yeah, I think they were possessed. Yeah. Yeah, they were explaining that as they could, and that nourished a superstitious belief. And why this person and not one another one, and why more these families and those other population. Like it seems really weird when you see someone have an epileptic. Even now, when you see that, it's quite impressive. It's really intimidating. It's really strange.
Mhm.
Yeah, you feel the person is not herself or himself anymore, and
I
yeah.
I have a very personal connection with this disease because I myself had childhood epileptic seizures, and the whole experience was unexplanatory, right? So everything becomes white. You stop hearing things, and then for a while, you know you exist, but you don't have any sense of your body for I don't know whether it was few seconds or few minutes, and then you wake up and you're not in the place where you were. Either you're lying down or you're in a separate place and you're lying down. And your whole body feels like you ran a couple of miles, right? And it was so scary and so weird that I didn't even share this to my parents, right? And whether it was bad luck or good luck, but I never had one episode in front of them. I always had it when nobody was watching. Especially when I used to go to the washroom, I used to have them. So I always thought it's something very weird. And coming from a very religious family back then, once I had depression, I told my parents, and they told me to pray to Jesus, it would get better. I was like, no, it doesn't. It's a real disease. You need to get treatment. And they were like, so now you're going to take pills, right? You get addicted to those pills. I'm like, it's far better than praying to Jesus. And they really were disappointed that I had depression. And it's very crazy, man. When you believe in something and extremely, like even in that movie where Scooby Doo. Do you guys know Scooby Doo? In one episode, this guy, Fred, right? So Fred actually confronts with real zombies, and you would still not believe it that zombies exist. So this is someone like that that now science has proved it. The world is not 6,000 years old. The earth is not flat. Epilepsy is a disease. Psychiatric illness or illnesses, they're not possessions. But people, it's hard for them because uh, these diseases are very complicated and the treatment also takes a long time. But praying to Allah or praying to Jesus is very easy thing to do. It's very simple. Anybody can do it. I think I think it's intellectual laziness that you don't want to move from your comfort zone of your belief and 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 look into the real world where you become an adult when you see that the world is not a pretty place. You need to work hard, find the answers, and fix the problems by yourself.
So I have the speaking of black magic on Muhammad. I have this one, Sahih Bukhari, Hadith 6391, uh, narrated Aisha. Allah's messenger was affected by magic, so much that he used to think that he had done something which in fact he did not do, and he invoked his Lord for a remedy. Then one day, that's the ruqya we were talking about, right? Like he invoked Allah for a ruqya. Then one day he said, "O Aisha, do you know that Allah has advised me as to the problem I consulted him about?" Aisha said, "Oh Allah's messenger, what's that?" He said, "Two men came to me, and one of them sat at my head and the other at my feet. And one of them asked his companion, 'What is wrong with this man?' The latter replied, 'He is under the effect of magic.' The former asked, 'Who has worked magic on him?' The latter replied, Labid bin al-Assam. The former asked, with what did he work the magic? The latter replied, with a comb and the hair, which are stuck to the comb and the skin of pollen of a date palm tree. The former asked, where is that? The latter replied, it is in Darwan. Darwan was a well in the dwelling place of the tribe of Bani Zuraik. Allah's messenger went to that well and returned to Aisha, saying, by Allah, the water of the well was as red as the infusion of henna, and the date palm trees looked like the heads of devils. Aisha added, Allah's messenger came to me and informed me about the well. I asked the Prophet, O Allah's messenger, why didn't you take out the skin of pollen? He said, as for me, Allah has cured me, and I hated to draw the attention of the people to such evil, which they might learn and harm others with. Narrated Hisham's father, Aisha said, Allah's messenger was bewitched, so he invoked Allah repeatedly, requesting him to cure him from that magic. This is, this is just amazing. By the way, who is Labid bin al-Assam? Who is that? Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Even I don't know. Who's that?
I think sorry, Amazi Haifi is just what happened? Amazi, are you still with us? Let me see what happened to her. Maybe she needed to go. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Okay, so
Hey,
she.
today,
One
today I
second.
was.
One second. One second. Yeah. I don't know if Amazi can hear me. Can you hear me, Amazi? Try to restart. Device is not connected. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I think she's gonna come back. I think there was, yeah, technical difficulties on stream number 2. Well, what a great thing to start off our YouTube channel with. Yeah. Okay, Vijay, yeah, go ahead. You wanted to say something. Oh, she's here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can I
Okay,
say
sorry.
welcome
that?
back.
I don't know what
Welcome back.
happened. No, I don't know who that guy was that you were quoting in the hadith, but yeah,
Yeah,
famous.
yeah. Let's find it out. I'm gonna search for that name. Okay, you wanted to say something, Vijay.
Yeah. So Muslims claim that Muhammad descended from Ibrahim, right? Like Abraham. But I remember this ex-Muslim Ahmed, the Arab ex-Muslim, who became a Christian now. He, one of his lives, he was saying that Muhammad himself told that he can only trace back his ancestors to Al Malik or something. I had doubt with the name. And anyone who claims anything beyond that are just lying. So all Muslims who claim that Muhammad descendant is a descendant of Ibrahim or Ishmael are just liars, even according to Muhammad.
Yeah.
Do you know that hadith? I was trying to find that hadith, couldn't find it till now.
I think you talked about it on Clubhouse. It was a hadith where Muhammad himself said that there is no direct link between him and Ishmael. That one?
Yeah, yeah, that one. Do you know which one it is, like the number and stuff?
Never heard about this one, but I'm gonna look it up. But yeah, many people say that it was added after. Like, if Ishmael was that important, he would have a bigger place in the Quran, and that it was like a way to just legitimate the DNA of the Arabs being linked to the Jews and the Abrahamic tradition. So it was probably added like around after the 10th century. So yeah, it was made up, completely
Yeah,
made up.
you know what? I'm searching for Labid ibn al-Assam. I want to know who that is. And okay, so it seems like it was a Jewish sorcerer from Medina. That's who it was. Okay, so who has worked magic on him? The latter replied, Labid bin al-Assam. So Labid al-Assam, according to this, was a Jewish sorcerer from Medina, and he's the one who affected Muhammad with black magic. Why am I not surprised? It's always the Jews, always. Yeah, always, right? Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, so that's the answer. So who attacked Muhammad with black magic? It was the Jews.
Who
Yeah,
poisoned him? A Jewish woman.
right.
But we come from Ishmael, who was obviously a Jew too.
Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah. No, Abraham was a Muslim. Ishmael was a Muslim. Isaac was a Jew, right? What? Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, but they tend to say Muslim is the correct word for believers. So they were all believers in God. So therefore they are Muslims too. It's not an ethnicity. It's like they use that word just to propagate that narrative again. To
Yeah,
say
I'm a Muslim. Vijay is a Muslim. We are all Muslims, of course. We just don't know it yet. All right, all right. Guys, I'm thinking of playing just a little song and having a break. We've been on for 1 hour with great difficulties. So I'm thinking maybe we do uh, just a quick break with some music and then continue for another half an hour and then, we call it for today. Sounds good, guys?
yes, sounds good.
All right. So I haven't added any new music so far, so we have the old classics. Yeah, Vijay, you said something about beating women uh, if they have black magic performed on them. So let's talk.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the broomstick? That's here, like it's common in the subcontinents in South
Yep,
Asia.
yep, yep, yep.
Right? You see, so they beat it with that, or they have something made out of peacock feathers, right?
Hmm.
And they beat it with that. And while they're beating you with that, I don't know, there's some incense or something burning on the side, all right? And these people, they would even roam around the streets, go to a store, any place of business, and they would tie a bunch of chilies and lemon. And they say this is for nazar. I don't know what the Arabic word for it. And then the shopkeeper gives them some money.
Right.
And
All right.
everybody does it.
Right. Yeah. Well, why I asked that was because of this.
واضربوهن فإن فعل واضربوهن النساء إن الله كان عليما
المضاجع واضربوهن إن الله كان وبذي القربى واليتامى والمساكين والجار ذي القربى والجار الجنب واضربوهن النساء
He was reciting some verses from Al Nisa, right? In the song.
Yes, yes. This is An-Nisa verse 34. Beat your wife. All right. Well, yeah. You know, I don't know if it's I think for Southeast Asia or if it's from Arabia, but the miswak, it's kind of an old thing where everybody knows what it is, and they say it's a toothbrush, right? But then, of course, like you can extend it to look like this, like looks like a broomstick, you know. Like the miswak, how big is a miswak if you don't peel it down to the size of a toothbrush? It's pretty big, right?
Yes, it's pretty
Yes,
big
in
and very solid.
Miswak.
Like it can really hurt. And I think it's the original version. I mean, if you're gonna bid someone, it's very good to have like a bigger version of the miswak.
Yeah, miswak can be a log of wood too, because miswak is a tree. So depends on how bigger branch you get.
Yeah, I mean this is typical kitman, right? I call it kitman, where you leave out the details. It's like, oh, just a toothbrush, it's nothing but a toothbrush. You leave out the detail that, yeah, like the miswak is pretty big if you don't peel it down to a toothbrush. And I don't really see these Sharia enforcers going around and go with a toothbrush and be like naughty, 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 naughty. I don't see that. No, I see just like we saw in the video, right? I distinctly put those images in just because I wanted to show like how this is performed in real life, right? It's painful. It's painful. Like and this is part of Indonesia where it's very strict. And yeah, I mean the crime is fornication on the street, like kissing a boyfriend or holding hands or something like that. And yeah, a lot of times you have to seek medical care after the beating because it's so severe. Just imagine back in the day under Sharia, during scorched heat of the desert, where you didn't have medical attention, right? Oh yeah, well you have cupping, right? Like cupping is gonna help, right? And you severely beat somebody for this shit, and yeah, you can actually die from your wounds, right? I'm pretty sure that that was pretty common back then. Like people were living in fear. This is Daniel Hakikachu, right? This is his dream world. Like I just don't understand how you can be this fucked up in the head to think this is a good thing.
As if it's gonna make like women better. Like we've seen Islamic society, they have like uh, the same level of people misbehaving in a way. Like it's just that it's behind closed doors or hidden, and people don't count them, and they're just invisible. So they think that in Islamic society it's more virtuous for women, but they don't even care if it does exist or not. So that makes me really, really bitter
And not
because
only that,
mm,
not only that, I had a colleague, I had a coworker a few months ago. Like he stopped working here. He used to work here and here. He's like a lab tech pathologist. He's educated person. He has his own lab, right? And this guy was saying that how Islam is very peaceful, that how non-Muslims do all the violence, and that how Muslims are so peaceful, they're nice people. And I know where he was coming from, and I didn't even bother to answer that. I just nodded my head and was like, yeah, yeah. I mean, okay, you believe your community is great, but how can you say that only your community is like have moral values and is great, and all other communities don't have those things? Like, what the fuck? They are also prospering societies and communities. If they were all a bunch of or bad people, they wouldn't succeed in life, right? And I really wanted to say to that guy, if that's so, then why in India, Muslims being 20% of the population occupy 80% of the prisons? Why so? Right?
yeah,
So, I mean,
even
that's the
in the
thing.
West, even in the West, the statistics are really crazy. There's more of them proportionately to any other part of the society. There's so many Muslims compared to their number. It's a higher rate always. And you know what they used to say when to explain that other societies are prosperous, and they would say, oh, because Allah put us in a, we are tested, and also because Allah gave them this world with the distractions and succeeding easily because they are kuffars, but they will pay it in the afterlife, basically. So they can get away with the actual life, but as long as we have the afterlife, which is infinity. So do you do you realize like the
Yeah,
denial?
some of the dumb things even Christians say. So back when I was growing up in the Christian in our Christian household, I used to ask my parents that why does God bless non-believers? They used to say, oh, they do that to test us. So God is giving money to the non-believer and testing you whether you would keep your faith or not. I'm like, I mean, if God really exists, he would really be mad at these people because he made him into a sick psychopath who enjoys people's pain and suffering. I mean,
Exactly.
that's what they've done. They call God.
And that pushes the people to accept their condition and not looking to improve the problems of the society. So they're just always blaming or seeing it as an intentional thing from God. So it just keeps them in those society reluctant to improve or to look at the issues or even to talk about the issues, because those societies where women cover more, when they're unrecognizable, we've seen, like you can see on the internet and in my native country, so many scandals of people wearing the burqa. Maybe they were men sometimes, but mostly prostitutes, and they would like thrive into wearing something that they would not get recognized and go house to house, or to go men from men to men. So didn't change anything, it made things worse. So dreaming about such a society where the women are invisible, that doesn't get rid of the prostitution in any way. Of course, it's the opposite happening. In fact, there's more STDs, there's more scandals, there's more yeah, drama. So it's not getting the society any better, of course.
Yeah, and in Sharia, you don't even need prostitution. You have muta, you have sex slaves. Then you can divorce. You know, when I was in college, I had a senior who was a Pakistani guy, and he used to say that he's gonna marry how many ever women he want to. I was like, don't you guys have a limit of four? You know what he said? He said, yes, I can't have more than four at a time, but I can keep divorcing and keep marrying new women. And that doesn't have an end. I was like, that's very fucked up. I mean, you can keep on doing that. I mean, then there's no sanctity of marriage, right? Then that means if marriage doesn't mean anything, it's just a sexual contract. So you just keep
Yes,
fucking
it
around.
is. It is. There's no marriage in Islam. There's just a nikah contract. And the nikah contract is just allowing two people for society to have sexual relationships. It doesn't have anything to do with, complementing each other, or, a higher goal of a team together of two people. There's no such things in the Bedouin society and in Islam. So it was added after, like
Mm.
how I married by doing a fatha, which is not even a Muslim thing. It was added after, like this is a religious ceremony with an imam, and then when you get married, it's still nikah and celebration. That's all. So you have society allows you to have sex together, but that's it. They don't care if you have kids or if you stay together, or this is just purely physical contract. Yeah.
So at the time of Muhammad, right? I mean, in the 6th and 7th centuries. So was it like there was no ceremony at all? They would just pick a woman and then start having relations with her. Was it like that?
Yeah, even the wedding between Khadija and Muhammad, you have sources that says that the father, like the family of Khadija, wasn't okay with her marrying Muhammad, so they had to make her father, I think, drunk so he could accept the nikah contract. So, I mean, it is such. In Islam
Yeah.
now they say it's three parts in marriage. You have like the civil marriage, so it's a modern concept because now they have to be recognized by society. So the civil marriage, you have the celebration. You have to make sure that everyone is aware that those two people are together for a matter of reputation and rumors. So you have to make a lot of noise. That's how they call that. And you have the religious side, nikah or fatha, but fatha was like, because nikah in Arabic is so vulgar as a term that some societies like mine, where I come from, they don't call it nikah anymore. It's not, but it's just added, like it wasn't like this before. No
You know,
marriage
I
like in the
bet,
sense of Christianity or anything.
I bet even Arabs don't use the word nikah. They say zawaj. So from what I hear, when Arabic scholars are speaking, talking about marriage, they they they're using the word zawaj more and
Yes,
more,
yes,
as much as
yes.
they can.
Yeah, that's
Then
true.
it's not Islamic.
Yeah, they don't like to say nikah. They like to say zawaj. Yeah, that's true.
Because some Arab speaker told me that nikah is also used whenever you want to say fuck you in Arabic, use the word nikah. So
Yes,
I
yes.
can't imagine that the same word is in Quran, their
Even
holy
i-
book.
in
Mm.
foreign languages, like in French, when you say to someone "fuck," it's "nique," and "nique" comes from the Arabic "nikah." It's the etymology of that word. It was brought by Arabic in French. So can you imagine?
Speaking of that, I have a theory about the word for whore in English actually coming from the word of houri, because uh, you look, this is not really substantiated anything, but this is like my theory, right? So back in the day, when the pirates were roaming, and they were Muslims, right? Like the Berber pirates and all of the Mediterranean, they used to go to harbor ports, and having a good time, with the ladies. And the word for whore, I don't think it was really established. Now, I'm not really sure about that, but uh, it it used to be prostitute, or not escort, but like an old word for prostitute. Do you know which one I'm talking about? Lady
Does
of
it
the street. Sorry.
like a? I don't know if it looks like a courtisan or a.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes,
I
yes,
don't know the
yes.
English version, but I know the French version of that word. Let me
Yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, like they imagine they were in heaven, having houris, and I so I mean huri and whore, it sounds similar. So it could be, but could also not be. But if it was, I wouldn't be surprised if it was correlated.
That's interesting because I think that when you talk about pirates, when they were like, yeah, going anywhere, some words had to to go from one language to another. Yeah, that could be.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. I'm getting tired of this stupid. I don't know why I cannot share. I can share the screen, but I don't know why the audio does not work. That really bothers me. Guess I have to do some troubleshooting till next time. Um, and yeah, I'm sorry for that. I thought we could listen and have some laughs at some Davagandists out there. But let's uh, let's go back to talking about the Dais. So Vijay, you're from India, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have Dais, street corners or stuff like that in your neighborhood?
Yeah, there are dai. So, but in India,
Do you have any
dai,
popular one? Do you have any popular one that you know of?
I don't know, man. They actually don't. They do work on ground. So in India, it's more. They avoid the media more. They,
Mm.
and that's because of the ex-Muslims. Because nowadays, the media channels have started bringing up ex-Muslims and liberal Muslims into the panel. So all the
I mean,
imams and
of course,
dais are.
I mean, you have the most popular dais of all time, two of them, right? You have Zakir Naik and his predecessor. What's his
Oh
name?
yeah, yeah. I didn't want to go there, because
Yeah.
now people hate Zakir Naik because of what he has done. So
Well, he's
Zakir
still
Naik had this
popular.
habit. Yeah, Zakir Naik. Remember, Zakir Naik had this habit of claiming Muhammad in other scriptures, right? So once what Zakir Naik did was he said that Muhammad is mentioned in Hinduism, and he
Yeah, yeah.
quoted a
Ahmed.
book.
Sorry. Ahmed Deedat. Yeah, Ahmed Deedat is like the two most prominent Islamic scholars of all time. I mean, at least in modern time. It's from India.
Mm.
Ahmed Deedat and Zakir Naik.
No, Kafir Naik. Ahmed Deedat is ethnically Indian, but I think he was brought up in South Africa, not in India
Hmm,
or Kenya, I guess.
interesting.
So in that sense, but remember Ahmed Deedat when he was alive, he did an interview, and he said when Pakistan was created in 1947, he went there to live because everybody was crazy about Pakistan because the whole world thought they were creating an Islamic country, right? But although, yeah, at that time it didn't become Islam, it became Islamic in the 80s. But yeah, I mean, because he was ethnically, he was like brown guy. So that's there.
Hmm,
Yeah.
interesting.
So what I was saying, what Zakir Naik did. So Zakir Naik quoted a Hindu scripture, which talks about the future. So this book was written before Muhammad, and it talks about some man named Muhammad who's going to come from the west. So Arabia is west to India, right? But he did a great mistake by quoting that because if you read further in that book, it says that Muhammad is a immoral person who just loves to eat and have sex, and that he's going to gather all other immoral people into this religion as a followers. So when people started reading that, they really got mad crazy on Zakir Naik. And Zakir Naik till date hasn't apologized for that. Zakir Naik, by quoting that scripture, indirectly called Muhammad a demon. That's pretty fucked up, if you ask me. I think that's more than blasphemy, I guess.
Uh, Depends. I mean, there is, this saying that any publicity is good publicity, right? So, yeah, they like I have Zakir Naik and Ahmed Deedat has made a lot of errors over the years, and they will never apologize for them because they will just go on and pretend like they didn't do an error, even though they've been caught up multiple times, actually speaking falsehoods. So it's nothing new.
By the way, what people say is Zakir Naik, whatever Zakir Naik says, he copied it from Ahmed Deedat. It doesn't do anything original. Is it true? I also felt that when I watched both of them. They're kind of making the same argument, saying the same things.
Yeah, I mean, Ahmed Deedat was Zakir Naik's teacher, so uh, yeah, I mean they do have a lot of the same. I mean, dawah in itself, right? Dawah in itself is very. It says the same thing over and over, and uh, it is catered to people who doesn't know anything about Islam to lure them in, uh, and it doesn't matter. Like the method is to silence the opposition who knows something about it and do not talk to them. Right? I don't know if you've seen. Uh, there's a guy called God Logic Avery. I've I don't know exactly where in America he lives, but he originated from Clubhouse, and he has his own YouTube channel. And he goes to he talks to Sheikh Uthman, right? It's funny because they have like in the same park they have two tents. One is for Islamic Dawah and one is for Christianity. And what Avery does is he focus on countering the Dawah right next, but the Dawah people do not want to talk to him whatsoever because they expose their lies. So it's funny when you actually see Avery coming up to Sheikh Uthman and they just trying not to talk to him. Like they desperately try to talk to people around him and inviting people to Islam and make sure that he cannot interfere because everything they say is just lies, right? And as soon as he shows up, he's just countering the lies, and they get so angry with him because of it. So yeah, that's the whole tactic of dawah in Islam. Talk, uh, talk about things that sounds good but are actually not true. I mean, how many times do I have to say this? Muhammad was not the first feminist. Muhammad, Muhammad was not for equality. Muhammad did have slaves, right? Like it's amazing
You
how
know,
Islam. Hold on.
mo-
It's hold on. It's always it's always like whoever we're gonna cater to, we're gonna say what they want to hear and say that this is what our religion teaches. In reality, it teaches the opposite.
you know, Muhammad being a feminist is like somebody saying, "I love chicken, so I eat it." Something like that. He was a womanizer, to be precise, right? Like he wanted, uh, he wanted to have sex. That doesn't mean you're a feminist, right? And by the way, if Muhammad given all the rights he gave to Muslim man, I think yeah, then you can call him a feminist. Muslim woman can have four husbands, can have male sex slaves, will also get 72 male virgins. Also, a male virgin is a dumb thing, but anyway, uh, uh, and also they can also divorce their husband whenever they want just by saying the word out. By the way, what do you say in Arabic to get divorced 3 times?
Talak.
So it's an Arabic word. Talak is an Arabic
I don't
word.
know if I don't know if it's an Arabic word, but I know it's yeah. They say talak, talak, talak.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was just an Urdu word. Anyway, like if it was like that, and also women can go to war and capture male sex slaves, right? If these things were there, I think I would had less problem with Islam. That I would have then said, okay, this is actually a barbaric religion, where if you are a barbaric person, you can convert into this religion, and then you can do all the barbaric stuff. And if you're not a barbaric person, you leave this religion. But it's not like that. It's more like it allows the men to do all kinds of things and doesn't allow the women to do anything, right? And I this would have worked for a very long time, but in today's world, in 21st century, if you are gonna have this extreme disparity where you're allowing the man to do so many things, almost everything, but the woman is so restricted. I think women they do feel suffocated. And actually, I think more women want to leave Islam than men, but they're not able to. Because imagine a woman who depends on her husband for to live. If she leaves Islam, I think she's gonna get killed at least, or or she would get divorced. And after she would get divorced, it would be more terrible for her because people would then not treat her with
Yeah.
respect
Vijay. I hate to what you're saying is true. It's just that I want to end the stream right now because I needed to go, and we've been on for 2 hours, and I this is something I want to talk about next time because these things that do happen, and I have a friend that I want to talk about these things with that actually experienced these things. So let's postpone that for the future. Um, I want to thank
yeah.
everybody who was listening. And again, I'm so sorry that I couldn't get the audio fixed and I couldn't share screens. I will make sure that it works next time. So before we end up, Vijay, do you want to say anything? Any final words?
Yeah, so uh, I have an advice for all the Muslims, right? Even if you believe in all the dumb stuff in your religion, if you get sick, if you get symptoms, please go to the doctor at least once, right? And I'm gonna say one more thing: if the doctor cannot fix you, right? Have second opinion, third opinion, go 2, 3 doctors. If they can't figure out what's wrong with you and they can't fix you, yeah, then go ahead and do whatever that shit you do. But please go to the doctor. That's my advice.
And make sure your doctor is not called Zakir Naik. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So let's end up with a song and then end the stream. Thank you all. Thank you, Vijay. All right. Take care.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي إن أراد النبي أن يستنكحا رسول الله يستنكحا رسول الله يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما يستنكحا رسول الله يستنكحا رسول الله إن أراد النبي أن يستنكحا وما كان لكم أن تؤذوا رسول الله